So in this video, I'm going to share with you as much as I can about what I've learned over the last 30 plus years of owning and running small businesses, so that hopefully you can benefit from what I've discovered and you can implement it into your business. So the first one I'll start with is do something you can enjoy doing. Now, I'm not suggesting for a minute you need to enjoy every single thing you do in every day of your business. That's not realistic. Of course, it's not. Everybody in business has ups and downs in their business, and some things they'd rather do than others. But on the whole, if you can enjoy the type of business you're doing, then it's going to be much more sustainable. Some people I've seen opt for businesses that they perhaps think that they're doing it because they happen to be very good at that particular thing, or perhaps they think it's a very lucrative business to be in. But no matter how lucrative a business is, if you don't enjoy it as a solopreneur, the chance of you having that business over a longer period, I would suggest, is negligible. Okay, next one. It took me a while to realise this, but there are no rules in business, in small business. When I first started out, I worked for corporations, big enterprises. I was young, I was just, fresh into the work environment, and I just believed that what people told me inside those companies to be true. And it took me a long time to figure out that they're actually not. In business, we can do whatever we like, as long as we're being legal, ethical, moral. We're sticking within the bounds. There are no rules, especially in today's world, where you've got this whole creator economy booming. We can essentially do whatever we want, for whomever we want, however we want. So don't be bound by you need to do certain things certain ways. If you've got a way of doing something, or you see an opportunity to create a successful business in some niche or other, go for it, do it. There are no rules. Okay, next one, create a plan and stick to it. So I can't overstate the importance of having a plan in place for what it is you want to achieve in business. What you want to achieve is entirely up to you. Of course it is. But whatever that is, make sure you've got a plan in place on how you're going to deliver on that, what the time frame is going to be, what you need to do, all the steps required in order to achieve those goals and objectives, what resources you're going to need, and then put a plan in place that you can then execute on and make sure you deliver on. So have a plan documented, written down somewhere, that you know exactly what needs to be done and when they're going to be done by. And if you can do that consistently, that's what's going to bring you the long-term success in your business. Okay, so the next thing, make sure you've got some form of accountability in your business, whether that be a business coach, a business partner, just a colleague, a family friend, even your spouse, whoever that is. Make sure that they're able to hold you accountable to deliver on all the actions, because let's face it, being a solopreneur is quite a lonely existence, and if you don't have someone that you can regularly check in with and make sure that things are on target, chances are they'll begin to slip. So make sure you get accountability built into your business. So the next one is, don't be afraid to ask for help. So at some point or other in your business, or in everyone's business, we all need help from someone at some stage. We can't do everything ourselves, so don't be afraid to reach out and ask people for help if you need it. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength, in my opinion. And why would you not get the help from someone if it's going to accelerate your success, or it's going to get you through some sort of problem or challenge that you're experiencing at the moment? In my experience, most people are willing to help. If you just ask for help, most decent human beings will reach out and they'll help you in some way. Okay, so the next one, be curious and autodidactic. So in other words, be a continual learner, because if you learn new things, new skills, new information, it just broadens your horizons, for business and in life. So look for opportunities to learn about how you can make yourself a more resourceful person, how you can make your business a more successful business. Look for new ways to do things. Embrace new technologies, embrace new ideas, new concepts, new business models, whatever those things are. Have a bias towards learning new things. So the next one is something that took me longer than it should have to realise. But if you engage with or study or preferably do both, those people who have already done the things that you want to do, then the chances of you having the same or similar results to what they have or what they got increases significantly. So let's take a simple example. Let's say you had aspirations to become a LinkedIn trainer and a published author. Let's say that was two of your objectives in your business, neither of which you've done yet. Now, the obvious thing is go and figure out who is active, who is a leading light in those two areas, who is a LinkedIn trainer at the moment, highly regarded, highly respected by the community on there. And then once you figure out who they are, engage with them. Do they have a book you can buy where they teach you what they do? Do they have a course? Do they have a community that you can join to learn about what they do? And if you do that, and if you consistently engage with them and model what they've done in their business, then you've got a very good chance of getting similar results. Okay, so the next thing is I want you to know that unless you're doing something that's never been done before, then there's always a solution to your problem. The chances of you coming up with something that's so original, so unique, that nobody's ever had attempted it before is very, very slim, I would suggest. So whatever problem or challenge you're facing, don't sit there feeling isolated and feeling like it's insurmountable, because it isn't. I bet my bottom dollar, whatever challenge you're facing, someone somewhere has faced that same challenge before. Okay, so the next one, and the next few in fact I'm going to talk about, are all about your audience, your future customers, and what you need to be doing to ensure that you get a consistent income built up in your business. So the first one, always be creating content for your audience. Now, why do you need to create content? Well, in today's economy, content is almost like it's almost like an entry level to the game of business, if you like. If you don't have content out there, no one's going to know about you, right? It's just a given in today's world, with all the social platforms we have, all the publishing platforms we have, all the digital assets that are available to everyone. If you don't have some form of content publishing going on, you're putting yourself at a distinct disadvantage. So you always need to be creating content for your audience. Now, the reason that you create and the type of content you create will vary, of course, but essentially you need to be putting content out there to get attention, get the attention of your audience, of your future customers in your business. Next thing you need to do is always be growing your email subscriber list. So if you don't have an email subscriber list yet, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. Your email list will become your most prized digital asset in your business. I know it is in my business. It has been for a number of years. And if you don't have one yet, you need to make sure you've got one and that you're growing it consistently. Now, there's a number of ways in which you can grow your list effectively. I won't get into in this video, but suffice to say that you need to have a list and you need to be growing it, and it needs to become a daily activity for you. As soon as you stop growing your list, everything further down the chain stops happening as well. So always be growing your email subscriber list. Okay, next one. Now that you've got your email list, you always need to be nurturing your list. So I see too many people have an email list and they do nothing with it. They leave their subscribers on there languishing with zero communication coming out. People get to the point where they actually forget that they've even joined your list, and some people will wait for months, even years, and then send out an email. People will think, who is this person? How did I get on the email list? And they'll unsubscribe. So you need to put in something in place to nurture your email list. Treat your email list as people like like VIP people. The people it's essentially a list of your future customers. Now, if you want someone to become your customer, you're going to need to treat them well. You're going to need to give them consistent value over a long period. So, don't neglect it. Make sure you're nurturing your email list. Next one, again, another one that a lot of people miss out, and I used to do this years ago as well. I was too scared to upset people by asking them to buy stuff from me. You need to ask for the sale. So we are in business. We are solopreneurs who are in business for a reason. We're in business to generate a profit that's going to sustain the costs of the running that business. The biggest cost of running a business as a solopreneur is our income, whatever that may be. It's normally the biggest cost associated with it. But you need to be asking for sales so that you can sustain the cost of running a business, enough to generate an income for you and for profits for the business. So next one, this is one that I was very guilty of. I was for many years, trying to get my ducks lined up in a row before doing anything. All it does is it creates inaction. It slows down progress, and perfection, the strive for perfection, gets in the way of progression. So just know that your ducks will never be lined up. You will always have a better way to do something. You'll always have a better version of the thing that you're creating. But just get something out, get it to the start line, publish it, start selling it, doing whatever you need to do for it, with it. But just know that your ducks are never going to be lined up. Next one, action creates traction. So I found this over the years that even if I don't feel like doing something, or I don't necessarily think it's a good idea to do it, I'll push myself to go through and do something, so that at the other end something happens. Because in my experience, taking action is what is the main catalyst for getting traction in your business. Because once you do something, it takes you in directions and places perhaps that you never expected, you never anticipated, but it's a positive impact you're having on your business. So whatever that thing may be you're putting off, just go for it, do it, and then you'll find that the ripple effect will come in, and you'll start to get traction, sometimes from an unusual place. Next one, don't be afraid to change your mind. We are the masters of our own destiny. We have complete control over our business, what we do. If you feel that you're not focused on the right area, you need to pivot in some way to do something, make a change in your business, don't be afraid to do so. You're not painted into a corner. You're not, what's that saying, you're not a tree, move if you need to. Essentially what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to make a change. If you've put a plan in place and it's not worked out, scrap it and move on, do the next thing. If you've declared something publicly that you're going to do something and you've tried and it doesn't work out, just change it, do something different. The brutal truth is, nobody's really caring, nobody's really watching over your shoulder to see everything you're doing. There's a lot more attention in your mind about what's going on than there is in the real world. Now, next, on to one of the most favourite question I have in my business, not just for me, but for my customers too. It's the question I ask every single day in my business. I ask it of myself many times. The question is, what's next? So I'm always asking what's next. When I'm working on something, and let's say I'm bringing a new product to the market, or I'm working on a new initiative, or I'm doing something, I'm always asking myself what's next after that. And I also apply that logic to my customers. So if my customers buy something from me, or they engage with me for something or other, I'm always asking, as soon as that engagement's over, that transaction's completed, what's next? You need to remember that for your customers, when you sell something to them, it's up to you to decide what they're going to need next, and to make sure that you have it available to them, and make them know that it's available to them, make them aware of it. It's not their job to make sure that happens, it's your job as the business owner. So always be thinking what's next, and have that ready for when you think it's going to be needed. Okay, so we're getting towards the end. This is the last few. So next one on the list is remember that it's impossible to please everyone. There's a lot. I did it a lot years ago too. I tried to please everybody. I tried to be the answer to everyone's problems, to everyone's challenges they had, and it's just not possible. Some people are not going to resonate with you. Some people are not going to like you or the way you do business. Some people are not going to. They're going to be switched off and repelled by what it is you offer, what you do. That's just the nature of business, right? We can't all like the same things. We just don't. So you need to figure out who it is you're setting your business out to service, who your ideal customers are, and ignore everyone else, because you're not out to serve them. You're not trying to please them. So just know that when you are putting content out there or putting yourself out on a public forum, just know that not everyone's going to engage with you, not everyone's going to like what you do, and you can't please everyone. Just please. The most important person to please is you and your customers. And if you're doing that, that's all you need to do. So the next one is something that someone said to me many years ago. They said it to me, and it kind of shook me when they said it. It kind of made me sit back and think for a moment. I wasn't offended, but it was just like, hang on a minute, what do you mean? And it's that what other people think of you is none of your business. So I was always one where I was concerned about people's thought, what they thought about me, my business, my services, the way I did business. And it wasn't until this person said that sentence to me that it made me sit back and think, actually, they're right. It is none of my business. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to think the way they want to think, just as I am. But there's some companies and some people that I don't resonate well with, and I prefer not to do business with. And that's the same for me. So I accepted many years ago that other people's opinions of me and my business and what I do is in fact none of my business. So I should not worry about it. I should not spend any time or focus on it at all, because it's just a complete wasted effort. Okay, second last one. We're nearly finished. I've left the last two because they're kind of my favourites. They kind of resonate with me more than anything. And this one is it looks like a little bit of a formula. It just makes sense to me. When you're going to do anything in business, and it applies to life as well, I guess, but certainly for business, when you're going to do stuff in business, the level of success you have, I've found in my experience, can be determined by the following. The plan you have to deliver, plus the actions you're committed to executing, to doing, multiplied by the accountability factor that you have baked into the deliverables, is what determines your success. It determines the outcome. And if you're missing any of those three key components, the chances of that success being where you would like it to be is pretty slim. So have a plan for what you want to deliver. Be committed to do the actions that are required, even the ones you don't like doing. Just do them, get them done, tick the box and move on. And then make sure you've got accountability baked into the whole thing. You've got someone that you're going to sit down with at some point, somewhere, even if it's on a Zoom call, and you're going to go through the things that you're doing. Okay, the last one, I'm going to leave you with this one, because not enough people know this, not enough people accept this, but I can guarantee you it to be true. Everybody, and I mean everyone, in business is winging it. Now, when I say winging it, I don't mean that nobody knows what they're doing. Of course, we all have a level of aptitude and skill and experience and knowledge around what it is we do. But literally everyone is winging it. Nobody is an expert to the point where they can't do better. They know everything. There's nobody like that. Everybody, in my opinion, is winging it. Everybody has imposter syndrome to some degree or other. And if you experience that, you're not any different. So don't feel like you're anything less than you should be because you have imposter syndrome or because you feel as if you're winging it. Everybody is winging it, I promise you. So that's 30 plus years of my running and owning small businesses condensed into a number of points that hopefully will convey to you the things that work and the things that don't inside a small business, and encourage you to employ them in your business, so that you can have success even more quickly than me, and you can avoid the mistakes that I made. So I wish you the best of luck in everything you do, and if you need any help, reach out. Any questions, stick them in the comments below and I'll be happy to jump in and help you out. Okay, thanks for watching this, and I'll hopefully see you on the next video. Cheers.